Hi guys, Hari here, doing another first-person VOD. This time of a game I played maybe about 2 weeks ago, unfortunately, so it's going to be a little rusty, but I was, kind of busy with the tournament, and then I casted the other one I'd done a couple games before this, and then I was traveling for a little while, so this one kind of got on the back burner, but now I'm finally getting to it. It was before any recent patches, so there's no Obsidian Destroyer, as you can see. I don't think there's anyone else that's been patched in since him that, yeah, Clinks was. And is Clinks in this? I don't really know. No, he's not. So before Obsidian or Clinks, so you can count back a few patches. Sorry about that. But it was a relatively good game, so I figured it was worth casting. Anyway, for some reason I think I was debating between going Sand King or random here, but Sand King seemed pretty good. I don't know why specifically I wanted to play him. Just playing a melee stunner, I guess, is kind of fun. Sand King's a fun hero to play. Obviously, just having really good stun early on makes getting kills early very easy, and that's one of the easiest ways to win pubs. So, yeah. And let's see. At this point, we have a guy who said he's going mid, and we have a Huskar Beastmaster. So a ranged stun would be basically what I want. I mean, Beastmaster Huskar is not especially a good lane, but I don't know. It's a pub, so what do you expect? And so, yeah, something like Mirana would be perfect, and I can go with Mirana top for a nice dual stun lane. Sand King Mirana is a classic dual stun, and great in the long lane because both have escapes and are tough to kill and gank, so it'd be a really good lane for us and should work out pretty well. So I'm going to buy wards because I expect to go top. I'm going to hope someone can get the courier. I guess it'll have to be Mirana since Beastmaster already bought all the stuff, and I don't really expect the mid to buy a courier. Zeus needs to get that bottle as quickly as possible, so I guess Mirana can buy it, and we'll go top. The ward's really important, obviously, because I want to stop the pulling. They have a Furion. Furion's my most played hero, but that still doesn't. I mean, most of the time I pick Furion just because I'm too lazy to actually play a game with people. I don't know, picking Furion in pubs is just so. Just kind of like picking anti-mage almost. So yeah, I want to go with Mirana top again because dual stun is better than Beastmaster Mirana, but he's not going to speak English here, as is pretty much expected in pubs. So it's going to be difficult to explain this to him, and Huskar just asked me to come bottom with him, which I guess is alright as well, because, well, if we can get a stun, he gets a few stacks of the burning on people, then it should be good. Unfortunately, my wards aren't going to stop the pull, but since I'm bottom and I wasn't able to give them to someone going top, I'm a little bit late coming out. Obviously, I would want to be out sooner than this of the base, but just when you're trying to convince people, honestly, by this point in Dota 2, I'm actually getting really fatigued of playing in pubs because I don't know, when I play a game, I just want to get into a game and play and have fun. But honestly, I just said honestly a lot of times, the first couple minutes of every game is basically spent arguing with people or trying to explain to Russians that they need to speak English. So it gets a little tedious, but yeah, I don't know why I'm complaining. Well, maybe I just wanted to vent. Anyway, so this lane will work decently, except we're against a bounty hunter, which we really have no way of killing whatsoever. Until I get dust, so I'm just going to go stack and pull first of all. They have a solo bottom because they have Furion in the jungle, or maybe, yeah, and Ursa is top actually. If I were them, I don't know, Bounty Hunter I guess is a fine long lane solo because of his invis, he's tough to kill early on. They could have sent Queen of Pain bottom though, and maybe the Bounty Hunter mid. I don't know how Bounty Hunter would do against Zeus mid though, so I'm not sure if it could have been better or worse. I mean, obviously this will work decently. The problem is the Queen of Pain would actually be able to last hit, whereas the Bounty Hunter shouldn't be able to so much, especially against a Huskar who can just stack the fire up on him. Burning Spears, I think is what it's called, if he comes anywhere near the creep wave. Anyway, so I'm just going to stack and pull. Obviously, you should always stack before you pull so you don't screw up your lane. And just try to get some experience while giving Huskar basically solo experience. Just come over here and hit that creep once because it's already been hit by a tower once, which means it'll only need one more person to hit it, and that'll be the Huskar to finish it off. And then I'm just going to come back over here and try to get these last hits. Bounty Hunter is going to hang out over here because he doesn't have a lot of chance to get last hits in the lane, so this is going to be the best opportunity for him to get some golden experience if he can. But I'm going to try to do my best to prevent that from happening, which, I don't know, would be easier if Huskar's here. But Huskar's currently got a lot of creeps in the lane he's taken care of, so that's understandable. And anyway, I have a lot of tangos, so I can deal with getting hit by Bounty Hunter a couple times. As far as starting items, obviously just buying wards, a few branches, and then regen. I mean, nothing unusual there. I actually see that regen rune there, and I forget that they have a Queen of Pain middle. This is actually kind of my fault, and it's going to get brought up later, and I think the person on my team is kind of being stupid at the time. But now looking back in hindsight, I realize I'm kind of being stupid, so it's good when you can make your mistakes. But yeah, I forget we have a Zeus against a Queen of Pain in mid, which basically means that there's no way Zeus is going to win rune control. So for something like that, I should have just gone and taken like Burrow Strike down the cliff to take the regen rune. but I was kind of more concerned with stacking and pulling. So definitely my mistake. Should have taken the regen there. It's going to make it harder for Zeus to win mid, so yeah, my bad. But anyway, just pulled again. Still stacked, so should be able to... I mean, it shouldn't push the lane too much. If I can try to deny the creeps down from half as well, like I'm doing right here. As soon as the creep gets to half health, I'm going to start hitting it to deny. Although now with the Bounty Hunter here, it's going to be a little bit more complicated. I know he's going to want to try to steal the Centaur. I honestly don't really want to burn my stun on this. I keep thinking I really want the Huskar to come, because if the Huskar was here, there's no way the Bounty Hunter could hang around. But yeah, the Bounty Hunter's actually going to end up getting that hit on it. Unfortunately, meaning that he gets the large amount of gold from the Minotaur and the experience. I think there was also something with the courier coming up there that maybe freaked me out. I can't remember exactly now, seeing it happening. Or maybe I was just looking at the courier to see if I could send myself something. Yeah, I don't want to take last hits from Huskar generally, but one right there would give me enough gold to buy dust and upgrade the courier to flying, which is what I plan on doing as soon as the courier gets back. And yeah, there we go. So now I have a flying courier, and I'm just going to send myself this dust. So that we can actually manage to set up a kill on the Bounty Hunter. Yeah, so I need to free up a spot, so I'm just going to end up placing down this extra observer ward that I had here. Just serve as a lane ward. Obviously, it's good. It'll make it easier for someone to farm bottom. They can see if their team is coming bottom or into the woods to gank from this spot. So it'd just be easier to farm bottom with that. Plus, it'll make it easier to set up kills. We can see if the Bounty Hunter comes forward when the lane is pushed further down, and then I can loop around to kill him. So basically I have dust now, so all I really have to do to get a kill on this Bounty Hunter is manage to stun him. So I'm just going to run up now as the creep wave is going up and hope to catch him. He should actually be running away as soon as he sees me, but for some reason he turns back around, I guess not expecting the dust, so yeah, then I'm just going to easily stun and dust him while the Huskar dots him up a bunch. Unfortunately, Zeus does get killed by the Queen of Pain and Furion, and he's going to make a complaint here, which, like I said at the time, well, it was just really poorly worded, so I didn't understand exactly what he meant. Basically, though, what he's saying is that when he tries to go for runes, the Queen of Pain... stupid creep turning and hitting me there. It's so stupid. When he's trying to go for runes, the Queen of Pain is just going to blink and beat him to the runes, and the Furion's also going to TP in there, and they're going to kill him. So basically what that means is if you know you're playing against the Queen of Pain and a Furion, just don't go for the runes. Like, honestly, you're not going to get them unless you manage to push out the wave using Q first, and then you push the wave back to the tower so that the Queen of Pain is forced back, and then you can sneak and get the rune. But if the Queen of Pain sees you going for the rune, there's no way you're going to get it, so just don't do it. But yeah, that's that. I don't want to go on the Bounty Hunter yet because I want to wait until the dust is off cooldown so that we can guarantee a kill. Obviously, without the dust, it would be much more difficult to kill him. I just went in Viz, so I could dust, but again, no guarantee we'd be able to kill like this. And Huskar actually wants to wait for level 6. Level 6 will guarantee to get a kill. So it should be fine then. Again, I've just kind of done my best to let Huskar get levels. I think he is level 6 now, although I would have to click on him to be certain, which I can't do. While still getting level 4, so decent job kind of just hanging out down here, which is, I don't know, maybe I'd want to be roaming as a melee stunner. It's a good idea, but I'd actually have to go all the way to top to actually be somewhere to get kills, because there's no way with the Zeus that we're going to be getting kills on the Queen of Pain in mid. So yeah, I'd have to go all the way top. And top I could potentially set up some kills, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Anyway, I sit on the 6-minute rune there for the Zeus, as I should. And I have haste, so I want to go after this Bounty Hunter now. He goes into Viz when the Huskar jumps on him, but I'm just going to run in dust. And the Huskar just barely makes it out alive there. He does have his urn finished. So he's able to survive. And I have enough money, I should be able to buy my boots now. I actually see the Queen of Pain running up here. I'm not really afraid of her at all, though, since I still have haste for her a little bit longer. So I'm just going to kind of toy with her and hope that maybe we can set something up with the Huskar. When she runs through here, I'd like to stun. The Huskar should be using fiery spears already, but he, thanks to his urn, is going to be able to kill her anyway. She decides, I guess, maybe she's not going to be able to get away from the fiery spears and the burning spears, whatever. They're fiery. Not going to be able to get away from the burning spears and the urn, so she just tries to kill us. I sandstorm here, I think in the game, like I don't have game sound on when I'm doing this recording, but I think I heard the Bounty Hunter with the invis, so I was sandstorming so that he couldn't do anything to me, or maybe I saw the Furion wanting to TP in there. Unfortunately, this means the Bounty Hunter is going to chase after me, and my sandstorm is on cooldown, and I don't have enough mana for a stun, so I'm going to eat a tree just to kind of keep my regen going as long as possible, and then Huskar is going to come over and scare off the Bounty Hunter for me. Unfortunately, Queen of Pain blinks in, just almost gets a kill on me. I still don't have anything, so with this many people trying to kill me, I'm just going to run away. Not enough mana for a stun for a little while, so there's no reason for me to try to turn back around and do something. Huskar can deal with them by himself, hopefully. Yeah, and a nice Zeus ult. It's going to combine with the Huskar's burning spears to actually get a kill on the Queen of Pain, so that works out pretty well. And now I'm just going to head back to base. I noticed that we don't have any wards up, so I probably should be buying wards. I guess I'm really the only support on the team. Although I'm really not a well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Not a support in the truest sense, like a Dazzle or whatever. But I guess I'm the least item-dependent hero, although I really do need Blink. I mean, Blink is huge on Sand King, but we can prolong it for a little while. So yeah, getting wards is going to make sense. I should just pick up some wards, sell my tangos, I would guess, and buy boots. The reason I sell the tangos is to have room for a TP. Yep. Exactly like I expected. I actually hadn't watched that, so I didn't know for certain. And like I said, this is a while ago, but just knowing me, that's what I would do. So Huskar should basically have one bottom now and should have no problem. So now I actually do want to go around ganking somewhere. I ping mid because I want to get a kill there, but I realize the Zeus doesn't actually have any mana. I'm going to head bottom because I wasn't sure if a rune was picked up. Yeah, I'm clicking on the Zeus now to kind of check. And yeah, there's no rune down here. Although I guess maybe Zeus did pick it up. I couldn't tell quickly enough when I clicked on him. Anyway, just going to place the ward down there. Between that ward being there and the ward in the lane, this is going to make it basically impossible for them to gank into our jungle or into our bottom lane without us seeing them. Although this ward will run out pretty quickly, but we should be fine. Looks like Huskar probably has picked up either his Helm of the Dominator or just health, or just the regular lifesteal mask. Yeah, I'm asking just have him let me get 1 or 2 last hits so I can pick up some more dust. I just need one more. Well, that's not going to happen there. Just because, yeah, basically want dust at all times. You know, as a support hero or supportish hero, whenever you're playing against a team with an invis hero, you should always carry around dust. There's just no reason to give up what would be free kills. And so, yeah, I do have enough money for the dust now, so I can just send it to myself in the flying courier, and we can set up a kill whenever the dust gets here. One mistake that I see far too often is people not carrying dust or counter wards or something when playing against invis heroes. You should really always do that. He actually wanted us to go on there. I just assumed that we can't get a kill on the bounty hunter without dust, but it looks like he was actually quite low, so if I just stunned, we would have been able to. Especially with my stun and ult, even if he invises, there's still a chance I'll hit with the ult, although level 6 stun's probably not going to happen. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to be certain there, and I didn't realize how low the bounty hunter was. But fortunately now we can push the tower. I'm just going to sandstorm on the creeps to damage them down while we're pushing the tower. So here I'm going for pretty much I think this is a standard Sand King build at this point, which is maxing stun first. Basically, you're pretty much always going to want to get stun level 1 unless you're maybe soloing the long lane or something. Then you can get Sandstorm level 1 just to survive. But then, yeah, so just, yep, Bounty Hunter comes up here, so just going to run in and stun him. As soon as he goes in Viz, I'm going to dust, and yeah, we're going to get a kill on him. Huskar jumping in. And yeah, it's easy enough. So yeah, anyway, get Sandstorm at level 2. I'm not against a Broodmother or anything, and I'm not like soloing against a melee, which is the situation in which you'd want to get Caustic Finale early on at level 2. I just want to pick up the Sandstorm for the survivability, just having that invis. And I'm going to max Sandstorm just because it'll help counter push and do a little bit more damage. You could argue that stats is more reasonable, and I certainly wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, you really do kind of want to have 2 points in Sandstorm, though, so you can do permanent Sandstorm. And I kind of feel like once you start leveling Sandstorm, then you just really want more levels in it for doing stuff like this, like damaging creeps. But either way would go. I see the Queen of Pain actually coming towards us, but I'd really like to take this tower first. Actually, going to have to be kind of careful with the courier, except no, she actually runs through the Ancients area, so there's no risk of her picking off the courier. Well, there's a little bit of risk there, actually. That's kind of a bad spot that it just decided to go back across. But we do get the tower. Huskar got the kill on it, so that's good. And yeah, I just finished my magic one. I mean, basically, these are just standard items. At this point, like I said, I was carrying dust. I don't have enough mana here, actually, to do anything, so I don't necessarily want to fight here. Yeah, I'm telling him not to. Just boots, which I'll probably turn into arcane boots. Arcane on Sand King is really nice. Just gives you more mana, which you'll need to do blink, stun, ult combos, and just having the mana spam ability will make it easier to nuke down creep waves and stuff with this ability. And then just finishing Magic Wand, which is basically an item that essentially every hero should get. Unfortunately, our 2 top are getting killed. Zeus does manage to get a kill. Yeah, we see Ursa actually going in now. I think maybe thanks to our Hawk or just some sort of vision here. So I'm going to have to Sandstorm. Unfortunately, this means I don't have enough mana for a stun. Ursa's going to go in here, so I really need to stun here. I realize I can Magic Wand just in time and actually do manage to get the stun off. And thankfully, Huskar does manage to get the double kill. And he's low enough health now that he should be able to do a lot of damage to this Roche. So we should actually be able to steal Roche. Except there's Furion TPing in. I have no mana now for anything, so there's not really anything I can do. And I'm just going to have to back out. Yeah. I don't think we should be here. We're too low, and there's 3 of them with Furion being able to TP, and Queen of Pain could basically just blink in and kill somebody. I think, yeah, someone Arcane Boots me, so I do have enough mana for a stun, so I'm considering going in there, but with this low of health, I'd really just like to get back. So, yeah, good thing that I noticed the magic wand basically just in time there, and we were able to get a double kill, so that worked out pretty well. Other than that, nothing too interesting going on. Close to finishing my Arcane Boots, which I'm just going to get before going Blink, just so that I have more mana to use the abilities once I do have the Blink. Just rushing straight to Blink might be a little loose, although I guess would kind of be reasonable. And yeah, just whenever I have the chance, I'm going to pick up some more wards. Like I said, there's no chance I'm going to be rushing Blink. I always want to have TPs on me. And speaking of TPs, this bottom lane is pushed a bit, so I can TP down there. I'm thinking maybe there's a fight going on somewhere else that I need to TP. Unfortunately, Ursa did manage to pick off Roche. You see I had the ward there to kind of see, but I guess he got in anyway. And not a lot I could do about it. See Furion coming down here. I have level 3 Sandstorm, so he doesn't really threaten me at all. He's no way of taking me out. And on their team, they actually have basically no way of taking me out of Sandstorm once I'm in it, so I'm pretty safe. I mean, if Bounty Hunter were able to get vision of me before I went in, I would be in a little bit of trouble. But anyway, I'm saying that Furion is well farmed here. That Furion, you know, is always a kind of a ticking time bomb, like an anti-mage against teams. I really hate playing against a Furion. So just want to point out that whenever possible, so that my team takes notice and we try to be aggressive and stuff like that. But basically, no one's sitting here bottom, so I'm just going to farm this for a little while, get closer to my Blink, or Arcane Boots at this point, I think. I can't remember exactly, like I said, the game has been a little while ago. Using Sandstorm on creep waves like that isn't necessarily the most effective thing ever. Yeah, I don't know why why 2 people were that deep into their jungle with no vision on anyone. Probably not a very good idea. And my TP is on CD, so I'm just going to keep pushing for a little bit longer, although TP is off CD now, so basically just going to TP in, although it's not actually going to do anything. But I guess it gets me away from the Bounty Hunter and lets me farm the mid instead. Unfortunately, Beastmaster does manage to pick up a tower kill top while all that was happening, but it looks like he's going to die for it as well. So yeah, just my team basically overcommitting, going into their jungle, 2 of them, yeah, which is not something you should do. And I have 1100 gold now, so I'm going to go pick up my energy booster to finish off my arcanes, and then I can start working toward my Blink. Like I said, this will let me spam my stun into Sandstorm combo to deal damage, to nuke down creep waves pretty quickly. Yeah, I realize I don't have a TP on me, and I always want to have one, so I'm sending myself one on the courier. And just gonna place up some more wards again. That ward spot, I mean, like, so the bottom ones, yeah, I guess the only ward I haven't really explained so far was the one on their hill on the side of the river by Roche, but that was just to hopefully get vision of Ursa going in. But there's plenty of ways around that, like you can just dust, which is what any decent Ursa is going to do. And so yeah, it wasn't very effective. Yeah, and then this one, this is just for, you know, vision of that rune, and it gives a little bit of vision into the jungle so we can gank someone if they're farming that one creep spout and next to it potentially. Anyway, take this mid tower. I do start leveling Caustic now because, well, I don't know, we're in a pub, so I think it's safe for me to take farm. In a normal game with real people, I wouldn't necessarily want to take farm, so Caustic pushing out lanes wouldn't be so good. But in this, I just want to get to my Blink because it's going to be pretty important in a pub like this. So I say I have the dust so that we can potentially get a kill on this Bounty Hunter, but it looks like it's probably not going to happen. Beastmaster doing a good job scouting with his Hawk, but yeah, they're going to back up just in time. I'm thinking about actually just throwing out a random dust. Maybe the Bounty Hunter hung around, but I guess it's not worth it, and I decided against it. Unfortunately, this means all 5 of us are stacked up here, which is not a good thing to do this early on in the game, especially against Furion. So we're really going to have to make it worthwhile by pushing. So yeah, like Huskar says, we keep going. This was after the buff to Caustic, I believe. So Caustic has a long duration, I believe. So I'm just trying to hit creeps when we're attacking before they get killed by Zeus or someone, so that they explode and help us push faster. Beastmaster doing a pretty good job scouting with his Hawk there. We have pretty good vision for this fight. Unfortunately, while all this is happening, Nature's Prophet takes the tower mid, which, like I said, is always a bit of a problem here. Really good weave by the Dazzle here, so if we do get into a team fight, this is going to be quite a problem. I don't just want to stun the Ursa initially, since he has the Aegis, but I'm not really left with a choice there as he chases after me. I'm just dusting, or sandstorming, so that nothing bad can happen to me. And then I see the action going on mid. Magic stick up because I figure I'm going to need the health. Huskar did manage to pick up the Ursa. The mid fighting is just a little bit too far away. I'm trying to set up an ult to stun into the Ursa. Unfortunately, the Ursa runs in a path that doesn't really work out for me. So I ended up just kind of well, hitting a few of them with my ult, but not a ton effectively. I have no abilities off cooldown, so there's no real reason for me to come out of Sandstorm here and subject myself to taking more damage. Now that the Sandstorm, or now that my stun is off cooldown, I do move up so that I could stun someone, but they've all backed off. So that turned out alright. I mean, it was basically a 3 for 3 because we got rid of the Aegis on Ursa. Not really an amazing ult for me. I expected the Ursa, not necessarily. I don't know. It was just kind of a poor ult. Maybe, like I said, they don't really have much in the way of stuns at all, or much in the way of disables. So stunning into ulting probably would have been a better idea than ulting into stunning. But I really just prefer to set up the ult in anticipation of the enemy team doing something. But yeah. Didn't really work out. You see there, I make sure I hit one of the creeps before I stun across so that he'll explode with Caustic and make it more likely that I'll kill off all the creeps. So yeah, I'm just going to basically focus on farming as much as possible now, whenever I can, because I'm halfway to my blink, and getting that will be quite important. At least it should be. I would like to think that it would let me set up good ults, but we'll see if that actually does happen or not. I think I remember this game vaguely. Furion actually coming in, I don't think, yeah, and then I realize, oh shit, he is attacking me, so I realize I'm in a bit of trouble now. Fortunately, the Zeus is going to come save my life, basically. So I didn't think he was attacking me there. I wasn't sure, but I guess he dusted or maybe threw down a sentry really quick and then did start attacking me. I assumed I would be safe. I don't normally expect a Furion to be carrying dust or sentries. In pubs, most people who pick Furion aren't going to do that. Shit, I mean, if I was playing Furion above, I probably wouldn't be doing that. So I had no reason to think that he would, but I guess he did, and so I kind of would have died there, but a nice play by the Zeus saving my life. So I have money to buy up some more wards, more TPs, just the usual stuff while I'm here. Yeah, Rana is interestingly enough bowling at 20 minutes, which is a little unusual, but not, I don't know, not the worst thing ever. So I see the lane pushing mid. Yeah, I don't understand what this is. Yeah, English speaking, not necessarily Dota Pub's strong suit, or comprehensible. Yeah, God, my English speaking is maybe not very good either. Comprehensible. I think that's it. Comprehensive is all-inclusive, but yeah, I don't really know. Anyway, so yeah, you can see here I'm just hitting as many creeps as possible so that when one of them dies, they'll all explode and hopefully give me lots of CS. Because I'm a greedy, greedy man. Still have dust on me, so we can easily get a kill on this bounty hunter bottom if they don't scare him off beforehand. Which it looks like, yeah, they're going to do. Probably should have waited there for me to come with the dust, but oh well. What can you do? Actually do end up catching out the bounty hunter. I guess maybe someone had a gem. Oh, no. No, the Necrobook isn't high enough, so maybe someone's carrying a gem. Or Zeus. No, yeah, Zeus tries to KS actually with his ult there, which is what I'm saying that about. I don't know exactly how we saw him there, but who knows? Worked out anyway. I'm sure someone will point it out in the comments. Maybe. No, there's no sentry there, so it had to be someone dusting. I don't think anyone has a gem yet, although maybe the Beastmaster has one. If he's a good teammate, that would be nice. So we're all grouped up. Do want to take this tower now. And yeah, basically saying that we should tower and TP back because the two other lanes are pushed out. I plan on TPing to top and pushing that wave back and basically finishing up my blink from there. Beastmaster doing a good job sending his Hawk ahead to scout for us. Someone actually already did TP top, so I'm going to take the next best thing and TP mid. Only 300 gold away from getting the blink, which is mainly my most important item. Yep, and oh, that should almost be enough. 100 short now. I do have 2 wards on me. I should be doing a little bit better job of placing wards. I mean, basically, I've just kept up the standard rune spot wards at this point, other than the one time that I put up a ward for a slightly different. Well, it was still a rune spot for Roche. Kind of a little bit disappointing there, having all this creep stolen. But yeah, I can't complain too much. I am going to have my blink by 21 minutes, which isn't too bad considering that I'm warding and already have Arcane and have been buying dust. Although I guess I haven't used the dust in a while, so it's not like I've been buying dust continually. Would kind of like to set up a fight here, but I really like to let my blink get here first. I see the bounty hunter. I actually just dust him because I have the dust, and then we should be able to get a kill on him. I'm just going to stun into ult here to guarantee that we actually do get a kill, and yeah, surely enough, it works out. I know that they have more coming, and I'm pretty low, so I'm a little bit anxious about sitting around here too much. But Huskar is actually in on the Queen of Pain, so that's going to work out. Unfortunately, meanwhile, they did get a kill bottom. So, I mean, yeah, as far as comboing with Sand King, going stun into ult is usually fine against most people who can't. Like, there's going to be a tiny spot where they can do something. So like doing it on Queen of Pain would never be a good idea, but and doing it on someone who can very instantaneously stun isn't a good idea either. But someone like a Bounty Hunter, he has nothing he can do. He can invis, try to run away, but usually you can kill him even without dust. And since he dusted, there was no way we weren't going to get the killer. So I'm still just kind of farming. This is probably not so. This is a little bit gratuitous, I guess, but there's just no one else around here, so yeah, whatever. I'm going to take it if I can. Yeah, I think that they're pretty sure Roche is up by now, but I'm not really sure. I do a terrible job time marking it, but no, Roche actually isn't up. But it's just important basically for us to keep vision of that now, because I know Ursa's going to try to ninja it, and he might have his blink, and if not, he probably has. Yeah, I mean, he'll probably smoke to do it. So even keeping wards up isn't going to do so much, since in this you cannot place any wards inside of Roche. I'll just pick up a Bracer now, just because I want a little bit more health. Basically, after completing my core items, I just want a little bit more survivability and general purpose stuff, which is what Bracers provide, which I can always turn into drums if I want to. I'm not sure if I will do that in this game or not. But yeah, mainly I need to go get these wards up, though. I still have 2 wards sitting on me, and it would be good to use them. Yeah, Furion almost has his Hex. I would like for us to basically press our advantage, well, I consider our reasonable advantage, and win pretty soon. We definitely don't have a better late game than them by any stretch of the imagination. Them having Ursa, Bounty Hunter, Queen of Pain, Furion, all late game heroes-ish. And Dazzle is a great late game support. Do see that the Ursa is, not the Ursa is up, well, it's for the Ursa, the Roche is up. Would like to try to fight them around here or something, but I need to get more vision up. I should spend maybe a little bit less time worrying about these creep waves and more time getting wards up. This is one of the problems I've mentioned before that I have as a support hero, is that I have difficulty with wanting to be too efficient. Need to send dust to me though, because like I said, I should always have dust. I'm just going to push out this wave real quick and go place my wards down, because I need the space for the dust, and the wards need to be placed anyway. So I'm going to place, I guess, an aggressive ward there. I see them all coming for me, which means they probably have a ward there as well, I would guess. And then just 1 ward mid, just basically so that we have a lot of vision in the area, and because I wanted to get it out in time. So I figure from here I can actually set up a nice ult. So I'm going to use my ult and plan on blinking in on them, and of course I actually get hit by a tree from Furion just at the last second. So I figured I had enough vision blocking there to be safe, but didn't really work out. So whenever an Ursa is chasing after you, you basically just run. Eventually Sandstorm came up, so I was able to Sandstorm. Want to turn back around now, but I have to wait for my stun to be back up. Now that it is, I could. But fortunately they're all dead, except the Bounty Hunter. But he didn't track me, so I'm going to be fine, and then I'm just going to stun him. Nice Beastmaster stun as well. If he tracked me first before, well, but I guess if he tracked me first, he wouldn't have got the big burst from coming out in Viz, so there's no way he could kill me. So it all worked out anyway. We got 4 kills. Furion's still around, but I'm not that worried. We do need to go take Roche. So anyway, yeah. Basically, in the trees there is a good spot to set up an ult, because, well, it prevents vision, you could be close enough. So it would have probably been a pretty good ult, except that, you know, I'm kind of stupid and didn't, well, the Furion trees came in and just hit me, which made it more difficult. I've got to watch out here, actually, because Roche does have that slam, which he does, which can hurt me a bit and kill me. So now I'm just going to back out of here and don't want to get killed. It is very important that we ninja this Roche, though. So that the Ursa can't take it. I mean, that's one of the strongest things about Ursa, is the ability to quickly take Roches, and stealing it from him is really important for being an Ursa. Don't really know. Yeah, this Beastmaster should definitely not be hanging around there, and maybe he's going to pay for it with his life now. Yeah, he's definitely dead. Really just no reason for him to be there. But whatever. Yeah, so ult didn't work out so well there, but still a decent job. Basically, I mean, my goal is, you know, just in any team fight to... Yeah, so I'm going to throw the bracers on the courier now. It wasn't very effective bracer purchase after all, actually. Although, I guess it probably saved my life in that fight, so who knows, probably paid for itself. But having to get rid of him already, just because I need to ward and carry dust on me. It'd be nice if other people were carrying dust, but I guess it's my job as much as anyone's. So, yeah. Would like to, in theory, have set up a better ult than that, but, you know, if the ult fails, I still just want to stun people, and then Sandstorm to keep myself alive, and then when I see an Ursa chasing after me, I just want to run as much as possible. Again, just trying to push out the waves. I mean, maxing Caustic is also good, because we're playing against Furion, who's going to try to push in the waves, and this is going to make it easier for me to counter-push them back out, plus it makes it easy for me to kill his treants. So, yeah, that's not too bad. I just realized my score right now is 1-0-10. What a game. Looks like 2 people on our team are smoked up. I would like to get a gank on this guy mid, killing their Ursa would be nice. It'd be easy to turn into a push. But regardless, I would really just like for us to push because, like I said, we need to put pressure on them. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize in the game in time that there was a ward there. Dazzle actually playing up really close. I would maybe have to blink, but no, don't actually need to blink. I can just stun him. Although it turns out that the bounty hunter's here as well, but it doesn't really matter too much. Not going to chase after the Dazzle because he shallow graves himself, although then I realized that they've already killed the bounty hunter. Really nice arrow from the Mirana, actually. And that's going to be enough to finish off the Dazzle. And now we're definitely going to turn this into a push. So I guess the reason the Dazzle was playing up that far is because they didn't expect team support to come. But I don't know, being that close to an enemy stunner is just always a bit of a risk. And yeah, we were able to capitalize and take a tier 2 tower, and we should definitely keep pushing here. I just want to come up and get a hit on one of these guys, yeah, so that I can make my caustic proc, and surely enough it does. So again, my ult's back up. I would like to, in theory, kind of hang back out. Yeah, the problem with Blink is the Furion ult, but now the Furion ult's down, so there should be no problem. See the Queen of Pain playing up a bit, so I would like to get a kill on her. I'm going to die here because I'm in range of the tower. I know the Sandstorm's not going to save me, but my death for killing Queen of Pain is probably worth it, and it's going to let us continue taking down this tower. Maybe the Meliarax. I'm not really sure if we should be able to take the Meliarax or not. I do decide, though, that I do not, however, like this Furion pushing in top, so I'm going to buy back and try to go do something. I see him TPing, actually, so I want to interrupt that. Oh, just barely missed it in time. I'd already used Blink to get there a little bit faster, and then just stun. I mean, it's not necessarily that I would be able to get a kill on him. I hadn't planned on ulting, even if I had to hit him with a stun, but it's just that I would be able to interrupt his stun, which is, I know, is annoying and could be a detriment for them. We do take the mid-racks, and it looks like we're winning the team fight there as well, so it works out pretty well. I see that the bottom tower is getting pushed out, so I'm going to TP there. Maybe I'm not going to TP, I'm just going to run since it's close enough. And yeah, team doing a really good job fighting mid. I guess they didn't take the melee racks, they took the range racks, but they took a racks anyway, killed some people, and then took another racks. 4 versus 5, not too bad. So I guess my suicide on the Queen of Pain is worth it. I mean, yeah, as a melee stunner, suiciding for one of their main sources of damage in team fights is probably always worth it. Except that I did still have my ult, which meant I wasn't able to use my ult in the team fight, which my ult is pretty huge in team fights, so I don't know. I can't say 100% that it was an intelligent idea, but it worked out anyway. Part of the thing I think also is that our Huskar is very farmed. He's quite big now, and it's very difficult for them to kill him. Yeah, Huskar. Speaking of Huskar, though, he is a bit far up. He does have the Aegis. I think he has our Aegis, so I would like to go help him. My goal was to go try to set up an ult, but then I actually thought that maybe we'd be able to turn and get a kill. But then I realized that, yeah, I basically failed at that as well. So, yeah, basically poor decision making there. I thought I would be able to get in time if I blinked and stunned, rather than waiting to set up an ult and blink in and stun. I'd be able to save the Huskar before the Aegis went off, but I was just barely not there in time, so I should have ulted. It was just poor decision making, like I said. Just prioritized time over doing more damage. Like, I know a situation like that is basically the perfect situation to get a good ult because they're grouping up on him and they don't expect me to be coming. But I just thought I could save my teammate's life, or save the Aegis, or at least, you know, we would get the Furion quickly and then maybe be able to turn it around. Because if, you know, as you saw in that fight by Roche earlier, if Huskar just gets a couple seconds to attack freely from low health with his lifesteal, he's easily going to get back. So yeah, I was just kind of asking why he stayed so long. I don't know. Some people might take this as my not being very kind about it or something, but I wasn't really trying to yell or bitch at him or anything. I just didn't wonder what he was doing. I thought I asked it in a polite enough way, but I guess some people might not consider it that. So that's what he's saying now. Meanwhile, though, Beastmaster is actually playing up a bit far. Furion going to try to TP out, but the Mirana's actually doing a really good job of chasing her. Waited to use the arrow until he tried TPing. Unfortunately, by now the Ursa does make it there. Zeus just going to get blown up by that Ursa, actually. Mirana shouldn't have any trouble getting away from him, though. I am going to head on over there, though, to try to help. Hopefully the Ursa will chase far enough. Yeah, I wish that he wouldn't have used the leap, but you know, the Ursa keeps chasing anyway, so we're still going to get it. I should maybe ult after stunning here. Probably would be a pretty good idea, but I don't. Would like to chase after this Queen of Pain. 1 second on my stun, but I'm going to need to blink first, most likely. Still going to keep chasing, though, because my blink hopefully will be able to catch up with her, but no, it's not going to, so she's going to get away. So yeah, I should have ulted after I stunned that Ursa there. It's kind of some poor decision making, but like I've said before, you can learn just as much from poor decision making as you can from good. Although, that I think was less of a poor decision than well, I don't know. It's tough to say any of them. Anyway, so I still got all these wards, and I need to use them on something. I saw these trees coming over here, and you know I want to kill trees because I have caustic. So I just need to make sure I hit one of them down, and then I can basically kill the rest of them. Although it was a risky spot for me to be in because yeah, no, Furian's gonna TP in, and then I realized crap, he does have the sentries, so I'm actually gonna be in a lot of trouble here. And I want to stun down the hill, but you know how pathing works in this game. And so I basically get myself killed. So that was really stupid of me, speaking of poor decision making, to be there. Fortunately, his Hex is on cooldown, so the Huskar is able to get a kill on him with the help of the Zeus, although it does lead to an instant buyback. Yeah, that was pretty stupid of me, I guess. I just, like I said, I don't really expect a Furion to be carrying sentries, although I should have after the first time he did it. So yeah, but I don't know. Like I said, in a pub game, I don't expect a Furion to be carrying sentries, and I know they have no way really of taking me out of Sandstorm, so I assumed I would just be safe. As soon as I see someone coming, I can just Sandstorm, unless the Bounty Hunter had been there, which I guess is a risk as well, because the Bounty Hunter could be anywhere since he's invis. So just in general, not very good decision making to be there. I should have just gone and placed my ward. Killing those trees really doesn't make that big of a difference. It's a minimal amount of gold and not very much experience, and the experience doesn't matter very much anymore anyway, since I'm almost 16. So like I said, I should have just gone and placed the other ward. The ward I placed there is just, you know, it's an aggressive ward. Gives us vision if we're pushing mid, and lets us gank them in the jungle. Huskar actually going to get caught out now. Fortunately, Beastmaster and Moran are there. I'm going to TP to this tower as soon as possible, and then try to run there. Looks like Huskar doing an easy enough job of turning it around, and Beastmaster gets a nice stun, and that's going to work out pretty well. I do still have my dust, so I'm going to just dust this Bounty Hunter right away to make sure that there's no way he's getting out of this, and yeah, we easily kill him. Surely enough, the Zeus saving his Thunderbolt for last to make sure that he gets the last hit. I don't even understand that, but whatever. It's not like kills record in this. So now we've taken out 2 of them, and the Furion just used a buyback, so he has no buyback left, so we should pretty easily be able to turn this into a push. Gonna push this lane up. I'm just gonna blink ahead so that I can hit the creeps and get my caustic off, take down the creep wave as quickly as possible before anyone gets there and before they can damage our creep wave, so that we should have a nice large wave going into the base. Unfortunately, the Necronomicon is going to be done, but we still have a lot of creeps, so we should be able to at least take down this tower before Furion and Beastmaster, or before Furion and Bounty Hunter get back. Going to go off to the side here, Sandstorm, and then set up an ult, except then at the very last second I realized that unfortunately the Ursa just has a BKB and he just popped it, so I actually do a pretty bad ult here, which is actually really going to cost my team. So yeah, you can see him saying that. I should be safe in this, although I know that the Ursa is going to keep Ursa-shocking me, but it's going to take a while. Although Furion will be back up soon, but my blink is off cooldown, so I'm just going to blink and then stun and hope to get away. I see them coming after me though, so I'm going to have to Sandstorm again. I know that he's going to have an Ursa shock, but it shouldn't be enough to kill me. Beastmaster does use his stun though to try to help me out here. I thought I would be able to maybe do something there. No, yeah, and then finally the Furion does arrive with counterwards. Nice Mirana arrow, but it's not going to hit. Completely my fault again there. I ran into a relatively good spot to set up an ult off on the side, although maybe I should have moved a little bit further. But basically my priority target for the ult was the Ursa. I figured killing the Ursa. They didn't really have anyone grouped up, and they were all kind of one-on-one, and the Ursa was running in by himself, so I figured, you know, I'd just throw my ult right in the Ursa's face, we'd kill him, and that would turn the fight pretty easily since they already had 2 down. But then, I'd already started the ult, and then I saw that he'd popped the BKB, which I hadn't noticed that he had before, and that was how I managed to blink in on someone who was completely useless against. I could have reacted faster though, and realized that he had the BKB up and blinked in on closer to the Dazzle or the Queen of Pain, and it would have been a better ult certainly. So just poor reaction there by me, but I think this is the first game that I play Sand King so far in Dota 2, so a little bit rusty in regards to that. Yeah, I want the Beastmasters on the Hawk to Rosh. It's pretty likely that they're going to go take Rosh, but then I see the Ursa mid, so actually should be fine. I'm not sure how much time is left on Rosh. I think he should be back up. Yeah, he is. And it's really important for us to control that. I mean, if we take the next Rosh, that probably is game deciding. Furion's pushing in top here, though, so I have to go defend this. I can't go help my team necessarily yet. I need to destroy all these creeps out. So basically enough, I'm just going to stun and then start hitting him with Caustic. And yeah, takes them all down quickly enough. Why I max Caustic against Furion. Unfortunately, my team is fighting there, but there's only 3 of them against 4 of my team, so there should be no problem taking Rosh with 2 of them not there. Although I guess one of the ones who wasn't there, I think, is probably the Furion, so he can TP in. So really 4 versus 4, but still should be fine. And now I have had enough time to stop that wave and should head to Rosh. Yeah, I see all those creeps spot him, and I'm just such a greedy person that I want to kill him. before they get to our tower. But then I kind of want to make sure that we get Roche, like I said, that's really important too. But then my greed basically wins out, and I go stop this. But it looked like from the Hawk that they weren't going to fight Roche anyway. So I can safely destroy all this. Furion was at top, but Mirana went there to stop him, and yeah, we're going to be fine. I don't know exactly what item I'm working on towards next. Probably Aghanims, I would guess. But I don't really know. BKB, yeah, not really that necessary. Hex would be fine as well, I guess. Yeah, I agree with the Huskar here. I mean, we need to go win soon, as I've been saying for a while. Although maybe not playing like it, but you know, it's just important to keep the lanes pushed out. I mean, I could say it's greediness as far as farming goes, but it's also just that I don't want the lanes to be pushed towards our base because it makes it very easy for Furion to TP there, push into our base while we're fighting, and then TP back in time to fight. So it's always important to keep the lanes pushed out as much as possible against a Furion, which is something I'm trying to do as much as possible with Caustic. Would like to set something up here, just placing the wards, that ward, you know, to give attention to their jungle. See the Ursa running in, but I'm not going to make the same mistake again. I know that he has the BKB, so basically just going to run around until his BKB wears off. Beastmaster does throw out a stun on him. I see them all running in here, so yeah, now this time I'm actually going to set up a pretty good ult. I wait maybe a little bit too long on the stun there. I should have maybe stunned across them just a second sooner, but it worked out anyway. Finally getting off a good ult at some point in this game. Zeus actually has haste, so yeah, he's going to keep chasing, I guess. So I'm going to blink in and get stun. Of course, Zeus has to make sure he gets the kills, so he uses his ult, but whatever, it works anyway. And now we're just going to take the throne, and that'll be a good game. So yeah, overall, I mean, like I said, the Huskar was able to farm really well. That's the importance of kind of hanging out in the jungle and supporting him rather than actually actively sitting in the lane, because he was able to get a level advantage, which really does matter for Huskar. And he was able to get good farm, and yeah, I mean, he was a big force for us, and then the Zeus as well, who I guess did a decent job mid, despite my complaints about him, which were kind of unfounded. So yeah, that's pretty much that. Like I said, not a lot of good ults there, which is unfortunate for showing a Sand King, but I felt like there was some good play early on. Maybe towards the end of the game, or middle of the game, it wasn't as impressive. But just trying to record something, so I hope that helps, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll try to get better videos soon. Can't ever be